Hello viewers, and today I will be talking again on the most popular tropical flowers. And these are the anthuriums. As you see here, it's a variety of colors of anthuriums. They have actually different names, but I cannot say all the names of these anthuriums. They varies in the shapes, the colors, the sizes, and here I will show you the anthuriums where I had been to a flower boutique, and then I'm glad I was able to take a video of them, and I will show you the different types and the flowers of the anthurium. And as you see, they are just so healthy and beautiful. I know that some people, especially if you live in a country where it's cold, like here in Sweden, we have cold winters. It's not really that very easy to collect anthuriums and have them, because first of all, they are actually expensive. The small pot of anthurium here in Sweden can cost you 100 kronor, and 100 kronor, I think it's more like 10 US dollar. In my country, Philippines, it's like 500 pesos for a small plant of anthurium. And having anthuriums here in Sweden is not really that very easy, because when it's cold they can actually lose their leaves, but never throw them, because they can actually be revived. And then when the summer comes, they will come again and they will feel okay. And yes, these are anthuriums. They are actually a native to America, the northern Mexico and the northern Argentina and parts of the Caribbean. But me from the Philippines, I have seen actually a lot of anthuriums growing in gardens, and they grow very good, and that is because of the humidity that we have in the Philippines. But then you cannot see a lot of other like this I'm showing in this video, anthuriums that are of different shape, different colors, and they can be like, I don't know if I will count, I have encountered around more or less 10 colors and sizes of anthurium, maybe more than 10, around 20, 30 sizes, different varieties, colors of anthuriums, and they are just so beautiful, because when you have this kind of colors, they actually, this kind of like flower thing, they can actually last quite a very long time. And maybe some of you will think the meaning of the name and the types of the anthurium. The term anthurium actually is taken from the two Greek words, which is aura and anthos. And the aura means tail and anthos mean flower. Probably the spike of this leads to such a name. The other names given to this flower are bull's head, tail flower, lace leaf, flamingo. And the word flamingo, actually, I have encountered a lot of people making videos about anthurium in in their YouTube channel, and I heard a lot about them calling this plant flamingo plant. And there are actually two types of the anthurium flowers. One is the tulip anthurium flowers, whose shape resembles tulips. And I know a lot of you knows what tulips are. They are the smallest variety of anthuriums, and they produce actually flowers of 2 to 6 inches in sizes. So as you see here, you can see I'm showing you when I was in that boutique. I'm glad they let them take a video of their anthurium, and you can really see that there's a lot of varieties, the big flowers, the small flowers. I wish I have a lot of money and I will really buy all the varieties of the anthuriums, because they just look so cute, and I always like to collect actually small variety of anthuriums. I have collected before, and then when we were building another house, and I didn't have a lot of time, and then the new house was quite cold, this house we're living now, so it's really, I had a hard time maintaining an anthurium, but I have some that I was able to save and revive them. to grow an anthurium, as what I said, if you're living in a country where you don't have very cold winter and you have quite a very warm house, then anthuriums can really survive. In fact, there's a lot of buildings in other places here in Stockholm or Sweden where they actually have anthuriums and they survive, especially places or buildings or houses that doesn't have very big windows, or they don't have glass walls like we have, and they can actually survive. And if you have maintained a kind of temperature where anthurium can really survive, and you have a little bit of humidity, and I think if you have a big bathroom and then it's kind of warm, you get an humidity in the bathroom or the area where you hang your clothes, and anthurium will really like that. Because I remember when we have a small house, we have this kind of place where I put the anthurium there. We have like the window where it can get sunlight, and at the same time we hang our clothes there because we have no other place to hang. And they love it because when you hang clothes from your washing machine, they are not totally dry, so they make the place, the area or the room humid. And it's one thing actually, if you have an area where you have a window and at the same time you hang clothes where, put your anthurium there, and they actually like it. They will survive. Okay. And watering anthurium, actually you have to be very particular on it, that you will never water it all the time that it's almost drowned into water. At the same time, you will never let your anthurium get dried up. So it's really good that you have to feel the soil of the anthurium. If it's moist, never water them. But if it's so dry, like 2-3 centimeter from the upper part of the soil, you have to water them. And then if in my country, Philippines, they usually actually they plant anthuriums in some kind of beds, and when they do it, you can really see like a bed of a lot of anthuriums, and they are so nice. But the kind of anthuriums I saw there are only this red flamingo red anthuriums, not the other colors what that I show here in this video. And then it's mulching anthuriums is actually very good for anthuriums, and they like it. And they will require sandy loam or heavy clay soil to grow well. And it's very good if the soil actually must be highly organic, so that the water can be retained for a longer time, along with a good drainage system. And then you can place a stake after planting for providing support to this plant. Sometimes if you have this very big kind of anthuriums, it's really good that you have to support the leaves so they will not fall down into the ground. And you can also, if you are in a country where, like in the Philippines or other tropical countries, it's very easy for you to get some, coconut husk, and you can get it anywhere else. And you can also use a layer of coconut husk, semi-rotted wood, or sugarcane bagasse, and that will improve the fertility of the soil, leading to better health of the soil. Okay, so a lot of people actually have some problems also of taking care or maintaining anthuriums, and I will say it will happen to you. It is a challenge for you to how to maintain your anthurium if you live in a place where you have cold weather, cold temperature, and then especially if the house you're living, you're using, especially now that the electricity is expensive, so people now are trying to not use a lot of the electricity. So what they do, like us, we have to, even if it's cold, we have to put thicker clothes when we are inside, and we have to lower the consumption of electricity, and that is our way to lower the cost of electricity. And anthuriums doesn't like it. So what I did with my anthuriums now is I just try to behold them and make them just live, even though they don't have beautiful leaves yet. And that is because when the summer comes, or when it gets a little bit warmer, like in the spring, then anyway, their leaves will grow again. So that's how you actually do with your anthuriums. If you see that your anthurium looks dying, do not throw it because they are not actually dead. You can revive them. What you do is just repot them, put them somewhere else where they can have heat, and never put them there that they get a lot of cold uh, temperature, like example near the window. But if you have a window where you have this heater under your window, then that is very okay, because the heater will really heat your anthuriums, and then it's okay, they will like it. But if you have a floor heater and you have glass walls, please never put them there you have glass walls. And in fact, I have my video about it, what happened to my anthurium, and then I will also make a video about it, how to revive your anthuriums and never throw them. So I have actually a video of anthurium and how you will throw them, how you sorry, how you will keep them and revive them instead of just throwing your anthuriums. Actually, any plant can actually sometimes, if you forget to water them, they can actually lose their leaves. In my own experience, I had experienced a lot of it. I have a guava tree, I have an areca palm, and even my anthurium, some of my anthurium plants, I forgot to water them. Or one of the anthuriums, I put it just near the glass wall and I forgot to transfer it. And what happened? Yes, the leaves first will turn yellowish, and then after that, for a while, they will totally turn into brown color, and the leaves will fall down and there will be new leaves again, and they look dead. But actually, they don't look dead, they are totally alive. The first thing you have to do to examine that your plant is still alive is you have to look at the roots. When the roots are looking healthy and you see that they are quite okay, then just repot them and water them and put them in the area where it's humid and they get a little bit of heat, and never put them again near the window. And in other kinds of plants, when they dried up totally and you see that the leaves are really turning brown, or first, yeah, they look so bad, when they already dried up, those leaves will never, those leaves that dried up or get brown or get, crispy, they will never be revived. But what you will do is that the plant is not dead. The roots, those are the important part of it. What you can do is just cut the stems or the leaves that are dead or already brown, or whatever color. Cut them down, cut them out, and I will tell you, after a while, give them 2 weeks, water them. After 1 to 2 weeks, they will produce another set of leaves. And in my own experience, it happened to me a lot of times. Sometimes, you travel and sometimes there's nobody there. And especially like for a month, the roots can actually still survive, because you can say that if it's in a big pot, it will take long time before the plant will totally die. What you do is just water them, cut the dead leaves or cut the dead branches, and they will survive. And in my own experience, it's really not a problem. I had revived a lot of plants that really survive. And by the way, I talked before, like kind of 20 varieties. I was able to see anthuriums in 20 varieties, but actually the truth is the anthurium plants has more than 1,000 species. I don't know where can I find anthurium in 1,000 species, because as far as my experience is concerned, I think I have seen not even 100. But if I will go around in flower boutiques, I will really see and take and make an update of the different kinds of anthuriums. And maybe I cannot collect them because they are expensive. Maybe I at least take a video of them. Anthuriums are actually perennial by nature, which means they bloom all through the year. It's true. And it may look like waxy flower, but this colorful heart-shaped things that you call a flower is actually not a flower. Me first, before I thought also that it's actually a flower. So what is it? It is called actually a spathe or shield-like leaf. So if you look at an anthurium, we call it flower, but they are called actually spathe, shield-like leaf. They look actually just like leaves, right? The main function of this spathe is to cover the spadix. The spadix are those kind of tiny, if they are small anthuriums, those tiny, little bit pointed, and they contains actually tiny flowers while blooming. Well, I never experienced or I have never done it, but maybe someday I will try to actually save and maybe plant these seeds. I don't know. I haven't done it since before, but maybe it will actually work and do it that way. So actually, a lot of people, even if you buy and they use these flowers or space, we call it, to give us gifts, whatever occasion, wedding, Valentine's Day. I mean, it's perfect, right? The red anthurium space that is perfect for Valentine's Day because you really look like, you know, hearts. And the Mother's Day, maybe you can choose the pink colored anthuriums. It actually refers to motherly love, and that's on Mother's Day. So you can actually pick up an arrangement of pink anthuriums to surprise your lovely mom, or maybe choose this pink anthurium and just give it to your mom. And they are just so lovely. That is why they are very popular. And during weddings, you can also actually give it. And they usually are being used for decoration purposes. And a lot of people like it, but yes, they are expensive actually, or maybe an anniversary of some kind of wedding anniversary, whatever anniversary. The red anthurium symbolizes actually love, and of course it's red, right? And they also look like hearts, so they are perfect for anniversaries. So it is. And for those who doesn't know, anthuriums actually symbolizes their flower symbolizes actually happiness, love, abundance, hospitality. So it's a perfect flower actually to give us gifts, whoever the loved one you want to give it. And another thing which is very important is that as a tropical plant, Anthurium loves sunlight. But beware, even though they love sunlight, you can never put them just on direct sunlight because it will totally destroy their leaves, you know. And a lot of people here, a lot of us living in a country where we have the seasons and we have the winter. I will tell you, when it's winter we usually take in our tropical plants inside, right? And when it's summer we can actually take them out. But it is very important that when you take your anthuriums outside your house, either if you don't have a greenhouse where you can put first your, not only your anthurium but any plants that you have indoor, you can put it out during summer. But the first thing you have to do is that the first, second, minimum 2 weeks, have them in your greenhouse. After 2 weeks, then you can put them out. But be sure, do not put them out where the sunlight is totally striking on them because it will destroy your anthurium. Anthurium likes areas where like they are under some kind of canopies, you know. So I know you maybe have bushes in your garden, or you maybe have some kind of plants there that are you know, high and a lot of leaves. You can hide your anthurium under them, and that is the perfect place they want or they love. And it's the same like if you see anthuriums in countries where it's tropical, you will always see them happy and very nice looking and healthy when they are under other plants, when they are in groups. Because if you put your anthurium somewhere in your garden where they are just anthurium, and then it comes the sunny beautiful day, they will kill your anthurium. They don't like it. They like humidity, they like sunlight, but not direct sunlight because they don't like it. So whatever plants you have indoor, you can actually put it during summer. Like you have citrus indoor, you have whatever tropical plants, and that's what I do. But the tropical plants I have, where I have inside, I never put it out anymore. Why? because they are so heavy. But the other plants where me and my husband, sometimes I pity my husband because he is the one to lift them. But my citrus plants, I really have to put them out. It's because you can really expect a lot of fruits on them. What I do actually is that I just, you have to hide them. If you don't have a greenhouse, as what I said, you can put kind of cloth. There is kind of a cloth where you can cover your plants. And you do it for like 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you can already put it out, and your plants can actually, how to say, adjust to the heat of the summer. So that is actually how you care for your plants if you have plants indoor. And they love it to be outside on the summer. Just be sure, don't put them out direct, exposed to sunlight. Just make it a little bit, slowly but surely. So at least 2 weeks in the greenhouse, and I will assure you. But when you put them out also, do not put them direct. Hide them somewhere else where you have bushes and you have other plants there in your garden. Put them there somewhere else. And when you see that they are already okay, then that's the time that you can actually put them and they can be exposed a little bit on the sunlight. Okay, so I hope you like this video of mine, and I will see to it the next time I will be on boutiques, on plant boutiques. I can actually show much more varieties of anthurium. So see, that is why anthuriums are actually very popular plant. But of course, you have to spend money sometimes on flowers. And if you have friends who has it, you can actually, you can propagate anthuriums by division. You can divide them. I've seen people propagating them by leaves. That I never experienced yet, but I will try. I will try to propagate anthuriums using the leaves. We'll see if it works. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you again this time. This is Evelyn of Liva Buhay. And if you're not my subscriber yet, don't forget to subscribe and share this, especially to your friends who love plants. And it's a great way for you to let your friends know how to take care of their anthuriums. Okay, now I will say bye bye.